The end of the B section in measures 25 and 26 has some arpeggiated chords that are a little bit trickier because there's a lot of notes in there. So one of the things I'll do with a series of chords like that, if there's time, rather than trying to play them arpeggiated and moving at the same time, I will just play them blocked and then later on arpeggiate them. So again, the first thing I have to do is figure out my notes. And I think because there's not too many of them within that measure, I'm just going to go for two hands at the same time. That left hand I'm just going to have to arpeggiate from the get-go because I just can't reach it. So my goal now is to be able to play them all and just move pretty easily in the blocked, as a blocked chord. And I just realized the right hand, the first three are all the same. I was so focused on figuring them all out that I didn't even think about that. So this is a good lesson in taking time to study this score. I did before, but I didn't really think about that. So once I'm a little bit more used to finding my notes, now I can work on arpeggiating it. I don't have everything down perfectly yet, but it's getting a little bit closer where I'm at least moving to the chords a little bit faster. So this is what I have now for the first two sections of Clair de Lune, and I obviously didn't show you the entire process of working on this and getting it together, and it's nowhere near perfect. So I'm going to work through this and try to at least get through the first two sections really slowly, but trying to hit the notes and at least keeping a fairly steady, if slow, tempo, and trying not to stop too much. So the whole point of doing this is getting myself more comfortable with playing through the piece, even if I have mistakes here and there. So you probably heard a lot of mistakes. You probably heard me go, whoops, because I do that when I practice. And yeah, like there's a lot of things that I need to work on polishing, like the rhythm. Those arpeggiated chords at the end were not nearly, like not even close to being on time or in at the right rhythm. So yeah, and pedaling, and there's so many things to think about. But every once in a while, you want to celebrate by just getting through the sections while at the same time kind of making an assessment of like, oh, okay, I'm going to need to work on pedaling here. And my timing is not very good here because I don't feel really good about the chords yet, so I need to go back and work on that. But at the same time, that was still quite an accomplishment for me, um, because things like this are hard. So I do want to be able to celebrate the small wins and saying, okay, I've got 2 sections mostly down and I know where the notes are. Now I just need to get them a little bit more secure. So as you're practicing and as you're working on things, whether your song is like 6 pages long or it's just 16 measures, as you're breaking things up, whatever level you're at, don't forget to celebrate the small accomplishments that you have. So I hope this was helpful, and keep going as I am going to keep going, and I will see you next time.